Good morning, gamers. Welcome to episode 1 of Mr. V at PCA. Today I'm going to give you guys a quick introduction to GameLab, which is a tool on code.org that you can make your own cool games in. So once you're on code.org, you just click this top left button. It's behind my face in the video, but it's the CODE logo. Just click that. Should get you to the right place. Then you want to click Create, and you want to go to GameLab. So GameLab is going to be where you spend a lot of time figuring out how do games work. This is like your first introduction to coding, most likely. So I think this is a great tool to really hit the ground running. So the first things first. At the top right here, you can click Show Text, and that'll change it into the text form of the blocks that you're programming in. So this tool is made in JavaScript, so if you're familiar with JavaScript at all, then you can make whatever you want. So to make a variable, you write var my variable equals 5. All right, I just made a variable. And if you go back to block mode, you see, boom, I have a variable made over here now. Okay, so how do we make a simple game? Well, first things first is we're going to want to make a sprite. So, sorry, let me slow down a little. So if you saw in the top left here, you want to go to the animation tab, make a new animation. And you can draw your own, or I'm just going to take a sprite that's already like, I like the bee. The bee is pretty cool. It has 2 frames. So two different frames are what makes the bee look like it's moving. 2 different still images repeated back and forth. And you can see over here we can slower and raise the speed. So we can really change the speed of our animations over here. Other cool things, the flip vertically. This is a really cool tool. Make your bee dance, whatever. Counterclockwise, just rotation, straightforward. You can see I cut off some of my pixels here though, so I'm just gonna Control Z. If you don't know Control Z, you need to hit that. I should really get it so you can see what buttons I'm pressing here. That would be a really cool thing to get going, but I'm not that advanced yet. This is only episode 1. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button while you're here. We're going to try and make this channel the best thing at PCA. We'll see. All right, so now I have an animation. B1, that's a decent name. I'm going to leave it there. Then in code, what you want to do, if you want to make your B appear on the screen, so you're going to have to make a sprite. So a sprite is a container that really holds all of the information about our character. So later on in your programming career, you can think of a sprite as an object. So an object is this container that can hold a bunch of different little pieces of information. So right now the sprite is a sprite, and these 2 numbers here are the x and y coordinates. So if you hit show grid, you can see right here in the middle at 200, 200 is where we just created a sprite. So a variable, let's break this down. So var sprite, this is the label, the name of the variable, how you access it, and then this is what we're setting it equal to, which is create sprite at 200, 200. So we're creating a box at 200, 200. And then I hit run. Well, nothing happens. Yeah, because all we did was make a variable. So variables are how we store information, but we want to be able to use that information. So under world, we're going to go to draw sprites. And now every sprite that you've made in your world inside of this function draw, we call draw sprites, and it's going to continually run. So draw is an infinite loop. So any game you can think of is going to be an infinite loop that keeps responding to input that the user gives it and displaying output, changing things on the screen. So literally every game is an infinite loop. We do some processing at the beginning, some setup, we run an infinite loop, respond to input, display output to the user. That's what a game is in the most basic form. All right, so now I have created a variable and I did draw sprites. Boom, look at that. We got a sprite. It's just this box right now. It's what? Let's see, 150 to 250, 100 by 100 pixel box, which wasn't the animation we made over here, right? That's because all we've done so far is create the sprite. We need to tell the sprite that its picture, its animation, is the animation we made over here. So we're going to do sprite.setAnimation to be B1. Now when I hit run, boom, I made a bee on the screen. But you can see if I zoom in a little bit, The bee isn't quite working like how we would hope it would. It's kind of showing both frames at the same time. That's a little hard to see, so I'm gonna zoom it in real quick so that you can see what I'm talking about here. So I'm gonna set the scale to 2. Scale is a multiplier on sprites that kind of will make it bigger. All right, so now you can kind of see that bee a little better. You can see it's showing both frames at the same time. It really doesn't look like a fluid animation. It looks like there's like kind of a history. So in order to get rid of that, we need to draw a background color inside of our loop. Boom, there we go. So this is the most basic thing that you're gonna wanna make in GameLab. You're gonna want to give it a good name too, so my game, that's decent, it could be better. But now when I hit run, boom, I have a bee floating. So that's really the first thing you need to do in GameLab is draw a sprite, make it a couple frames, and make it appear on the screen following this pattern. Create your variable, set its animation, draw sprites in the draw loop, and draw a background. And once you've done all that, you can see some stuff on screen. All right, make sure to stay in touch with my YouTube page. The next episode is going to be about how to add movement to our games. All right, see you later, Pythons.